Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel, BFG Precision. Got a unboxing here for you today. This firearm I'm about to show you is it's one that's been around for quite a while. I've been trying to get my hands on one for a bit. Originally, I was trying to find an RXP version of the firearm, but it was, my God, it was, I called it my unicorn. I actually had it on order for almost a year, and I just couldn't find it anywhere. I found the standard version without the optic on it a couple of times, but I was holding out for that RXP version, of which I wound up never getting it. It didn't come in, and I wound up getting my refund back and focusing on spending my financial resources somewhere else. But anyway, I recently found it in my local gun store, and I pulled the trigger and I purchased it. And I'll get into some of the reasons why I went ahead and got the non RXP version. But without further ado, it just made sense at the time. So before we get into this, just wanted to ask if you guys could please subscribe to the channel's BFG Precision. It's a brand new channel. I just started this recently, trying to just do some videos and throw some content out there to see if if it can help anybody, or see some of the builds that I do, things that I have, and just kind of share those things with you folks, and get some feedback honestly from you, and maybe I can learn something as well, on some of the ideas that you guys have, and by all means, I really enjoy, sharing some of the ideas I have. So hope you like it. Again, BFG Precision, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I really would appreciate it. It's been growing quite a bit over just the last couple weeks, and it's because of you guys, and thanks very much for that. Really appreciate it. So without further ado, you might see the logo here, the Legion logo, and you would be correct if you assume that this was a SIG Sauer Legion, because it absolutely is. So this is a P226 double action, single action Legion SIG Sauer. So what comes in the box? You get your standard P226 instruction manual. This is pretty much the same for all the P226 firearms out there. You get some information from SIG, centerfire pistols, rifle ammunition. There's just some marketing material for their ammunition specifically. You get a join the NRA card, of which I'm already a member. There's some warnings, obviously, and some Legion swag. So this is will go on the back of your truck or your vehicle. It's a window sticker. There's also a standard typical Legion sticker here you can put on your toolbox or your safe. The SIG Sauer sticker, and this you would only get if you purchased a Legion firearm. So I'm sure by now everyone is very familiar with the Legion brand. Join the Legion. But if you're not, when you buy a Legion firearm, you will get this card. And what this does is, when you register your firearm, this puts you into a special group. You become a member of the Legion, if you will. And you're entitled then to purchase different types of paraphernalia, equipment, holsters, lights, glasses, knives, bags, etc. If you ever go to the SIG Sauer site and you click on the store in Legion, it'll show you these items, but you have to it'll show a login. It'll request that you log in. If you buy a Legion firearm, you'll get that login information, or when you have an account at the SIG site and you register a Legion firearm under that account, your account will be linked to the Legion membership, and you'll be able to get in there. So they have a bunch of this. They show you in the pamphlet, but you can go online really and find everything. They have hats and shirts and all kinds of stuff. I haven't bought any of it yet, but you know, they do have some good stuff. Some of it I think is, you know, there's a little bit of a price increase on it, but, you know, a lot of it's pretty cool stuff. So you'll also, when you register your Legion, you'll get a 511 range bag as well as a challenge coin. And I'll show you that in a minute after I put this down. You know, you have all access to different things and exclusive communications through the Legion group and the membership. And this is actually a picture of the bag that you'll get when you register your Legion. Okay, so here's the actual bag itself. I got mine back already. It's a 511 range bag, specifically made for SIG Sauer. And you'll see, you know, SIG Sauer, place to put your magazines. It'll have a compartment here for your for a firearm, another compartment for a firearm, or anything you want. You want to put ear protection, Ear Pro or Eye Pro can go in there. You can put a patch on the front of this, and again, that's a 511. Much better in my opinion than the bag or the case that had no handle on it that you used to get originally when they started this a few years back. The challenge coin is here. That is the P226 Legion. That comes with the bag. You'll get that in the mail for free. Okay, so moving on, you get 3 magazines with the Legion firearm. These, I haven't even opened these yet. But what I did notice that is different is these magazines don't have the thin metal P226 bottom. So these, to me, although I don't have another 226, from seeing them and handling them in gun stores, checking them out, I do remember the magazine a little different. There's a really thin metal bottom where these are plastic. So whether that's good or bad, I don't really have an opinion on that, but just something I wanted to point out that's definitely different on this firearm. You know, tag that you get for the chamber flag. All right, and let's move on now to the actual firearm. Okay. All right. So, P226, 6-hour P226 Legion, double action, single action. Okay. Again, comes with 3 mags as we talked about. Moving up the firearm, these are G10 grips with the Legion logo, our emblem in gold embedded into the G10 Ho grips. They're really they're grippy. They're not so grippy that I think if you tried to carry this, it would bother you. But you get a really good purchase on this firearm. This gun is not moving. So fits very, very well in your hand. The mag release, although it's not extended, it's substantial. You can feel it. You know, I don't think you'd have a problem dropping a mag. You know, the mags eject pretty well, even sideways. So I don't think that mag release is bad at all. I think it's actually pretty good. Could you put an extension on there and make it easier? Sure. But from looking at it right now, without having used it a lot, I think this would probably be more than adequate. The controls here are not ambidextrous. They are for a right-handed shooter here, so that could be a downfall if you shoot with your left hand. Although I'm sure by now a lot of you left-handed shooters have figured out a way, you know, to manipulate the controls on other firearms that are similarly set up. So this has a slide catch, as you would expect here. It's not the, I'll be honest, it's not the easiest to manipulate. I know on the 320s, they're very, very easy to push up and be able to lock the slide open. Not so much with this. It's kind of hard to get your hand under there to lock that open. But along with that, you're never going to going to manipulate that when you're trying to lock the slide open on the last round. Maybe some of you have, and maybe you might experience that, but I think it's going to be very, very hard to ride that slide catch and not lock open on the last round fired. But then you definitely give up some of the ability to hold it open. I mean, you can do it. I just did it here, but you really got to get your finger under that and push up to get that to lock open. So I mentioned it's double action, single action. So your next control over here is a decocker. You know, very easy to get to. So that's there. You don't even really have, you might have to adjust your grip a little bit. I have fairly big hands. I'm 6'2". So, you know, I can reach it, but it's not the easiest. So you might have to adjust your grip a little bit to grab that. But it's definitely, definitely sticks out enough where you can definitely get your hand on it. And then the takedown lever has a little bit of a shelf, not too much, but a little bit where you can actually use it functionally while you're shooting. They do make aftermarket parts for this that give you a much better look. It also can provide more of a ramp, almost like the Go Gun's gas pedal does. Not quite that drastic, but you can get something similar. Like I think on the P226 you can get the Armory Craft sport takedown lever. So this does not have what that has, but it has a little bit of a shelf here. So you can decide if you wanted to ever upgrade that. The trigger is a curved trigger, not a flat trigger. That's something that I think I may be looking at to improve upon. I do like and favor the flat triggers, but I'm gonna probably ride with this for a little bit and at least put a couple hundred rounds through to see how it feels. This trigger is the Gray Guns short reset trigger, or SRT trigger. From what I've read, if you pair this trigger system, which is spring, and I believe it has an internal Bruce Gray design, custom sear. So if you pair that with a dual adjustable trigger from Gray Guns, or you can buy an Armory Craft one, they say that the reset could be reduced by 70% over factory. Now this comes with the kit, but does not come with the trigger. So I don't know exactly what the reset reduction is over the stock or standard P226, but if you combine that with the dual adjustable trigger, you can get up to 70% reduction. What I will say is, I'm going to show you in a minute, is the reset on this is very, very, very good, just with the Gray Guns kit in it. Standard hammer, not a skeletonized hammer, of which you could upgrade that as well. And on the top, on the slide here, you have the Legion logo. On the rear of the slide here, just in front of the rear sight. And it comes with SIG X-Ray 3 night sights. And that comes stock. That is everything really, with the exception of the coating. So this is a Legion Gray, as you would expect with a Legion, PVD coating. That's supposed to be a little bit better than their normal nitride coatings. I don't have much experience with this. My P320 I had Cerakoted and had some custom work done to that, so I really didn't get a chance to see how this would wear, but it's definitely something I'm gonna keep an eye on and look at, and probably do a video here down the road after I've had a bunch of time with this firearm and after I've done some upgrades, and I'll let you guys know what I think and how it wears and how it shoots, although I'm anticipating it's shooting very, very well. Good serrations, front and rear. The front ones aren't, they're not a lot of them, but certainly enough if you needed to press check. You can rack the slide in the back. These serrations are pretty decent. Have some knarling put in here, some cuts for some grip. This is pretty good. This is definitely not bad where it would rip your skin. So I think it's like just enough. Same thing on the front here, just to go along with the G10 grips. They really did a good job. You get a good purchase on the firearm, and you really you don't slip off of this frame at all. And I guess lastly here, 1911 pick rail on this, as you might expect from a 226. So that didn't change either. So there is the SIG Sauer P226 Legion. I wanted to get into a little bit on some of the functionality of this, specifically the trigger. So, you know, it's again a dual action, single action trigger. In single action, the reset is phenomenal. Just, I mean, you're barely off of this and you're reset. That's it. That's the reset. So I don't know how much less it could get, but I mean, it's right against the back of the firearm when it's ready to shoot again. I have some notes. I did some averages on trigger pull, and I'm gonna do them again here on this video. But what I have found, and it'll be a good time to kind of double check what I've done before. I did 3 trigger pull averages for double action, and I did the same thing for single action. So the average trigger pull for double action was 10 pounds, 6.8 ounces. And the 3 pull average for single action was 4 pounds, 10.6 ounces. So I'm gonna get the gauge out here, and we're gonna do some trigger pull right here on camera to get, so you guys can see it. Okay, so we've got 10 pounds, 8.6 ounces. Okay. 10 pounds, 2.2 ounces. 10 pounds, 10.1 ounces, for an average of 10 pounds, 5.4 ounces. So when I did it, I got originally 10 pounds, 6.8 ounces. Very, very close right there. So, yeah, actually I take that back. I didn't hit enter yet. So it's 10 pounds, 7.0 ounces is the 3 pull average, as opposed to what I originally got, which was 10 pounds, 6.8 ounces. Okay, so now in single action mode, okay? Five pounds, 1.2 ounces. 5 pounds, 0.9 ounces. And 5 pounds, 3.4 ounces, for a total of 5 pounds, 1.8 ounces. And when I did this originally, I got 4 pounds, 10.6 ounces. So within a pretty good tolerance there. So you could see that these trigger pulls are very, very good for a firearm right out of the box, a hammer fired right out of the box. So there are a lot of upgrades for this. You can go to SIGguide.com, you can go to armorycraft.com, and there are a lot of things you can do to tune this to get it better, to actually make this gun resemble in some kind of way in terms of functionality on what an X5 or an X6, in this case Supermatch, have internally. Now those guns are thousands of dollars, where this is close, just over $1,000 for this firearm. So this does come with a significant amount of upgrades from the factory. However, there is a lot more you can do to this firearm to make it better. And SIGguide.com and Armory Craft, Gray Guns, there's a lot of sites where you can find some parts for this that can bring it closer, to a several $1,000 firearm from a functionality perspective. Now, the X5 and the X6 Supermatch, I mean, those look beautiful. Those are just stainless, polished, beautiful firearms. Not that this isn't, but those are made in Germany. There are just some things on those firearms that are just phenomenal that you can't duplicate. And they're not making them anymore, from my understanding. but you can get this gun closer to that for, you know, maybe just a few $100s more. You can do that. So the other thing you can do to upgrade this, some might call it an upgrade, some might not. But I had mentioned before that I was looking for the RXP version, and I just couldn't find it. It was a unicorn. And the reason I was looking for the RXP version was because you see on this firearm there's no optic cut, so there's no plate. So you either have to get this cut, or you couldn't put a red dot on it in case I wanted to do that. Well, SIG pretty much changed that whole approach when they came out with their Pro Cut slide for the Legion P226. It's PVD gray, has a plate, comes with suppressor height sights. So you can purchase that slide, put it onto this, and you'd have an optic cut with suppressor height sights in Legion gray, all ready to go. And the slide's actually cut just like the Pro Cut slide would be. So instead of waiting for the RXP version, which moves the Legion logo to the front, has an optic built on at the Romeo 1 Pro, you know, I decided to just purchase this firearm, get the P226 Legion, and then at some point, if I choose, I'll go the Pro Cut slide route with a plate, and I can take my time buying the slide and buying the red dot, and getting whichever one I want. So that's what I chose for that. So at some point, I'm going to bring this gun back and do some videos on it with some options that I might get over time. I do plan on putting some upgrades onto this P226, and you know, one of those could very well be the Pro Cut slide. So you know, more to come on that. I definitely plan on looking at that at some point. So there you have it, the SIG P226 Legion, double action, single action. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have this firearm or have more experience with it than I do, would love to hear some of your feedback, some of your comments. Again, just trying to you know, share with you guys some of the things that I do, and you know, it'd be great to hear from you. I learn a lot that way, so appreciate any of the comments, and of course, again, this is a new channel. Would really appreciate if you guys would subscribe and like the video. It'd be great, you know, and again, love to hear some of your comments. So yeah, like I say all the time, please thank your law enforcement folks out there, your emergency service personnel, your military, active and veterans. We would not be where we are today without those folks. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all that all of you folks do. Really appreciate it. And thanks for watching the video, everybody. Look forward to the next opportunity to talk with you guys. But until then, everybody have a great day, be safe, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.